If you're a business owner in Orange County and you have considered buying rental real estate and wanting to get into the real estate investing game, but you haven't already, you need to watch this video. Okay, my name is Joey Finrow. I am a real estate agent here in Orange County, California. I've been selling real estate for a little over 12 years now. I work with everyday buyers and sellers that are buying and selling their primary home. And then I also work with a lot of real estate investors who they're business owners, they're entrepreneurs, and then on the side, they invest into real estate. And so I want to discuss, if you've considered getting into the residential rental real estate game, but you haven't already, why you should, and why so many of my entrepreneurs and business owners are doing so, and why they're consistently buying more rental real estate every single year. Okay, like I said, my name is Joey Finrow. I am not only a realtor, but I also invest into real estate. I own a total of 11 properties, one of them being my own primary, 10 of them are rental properties. I specialize in the long-term rental, which is 12 months or more. I don't do the midterm or the short term as much, although I do have many clients that do that and do very well. But I personally just like the long-term rental. It's less work, it's less of a job, it's more consistent, and it's more just steady, right? That's what we know and also love about long-term rental real estate. Sometimes the cash flow isn't as high as potentially some short-term rental properties, although sometimes that is changing as well with some of the little city laws and issues there. But with all that to say, I have a lot of business owners that are getting into real estate, mainly because they want to diversify their investment portfolio. They're all in on their business, but they know that they would like to maybe spend a little bit less time in taking a step back in their business and not have to be so dependent on that. And they also want to diversify and just have another investment vehicle besides their business and besides the stock market that is going to help catapult them and their families forward in their portfolio and in their investing life. Real estate is very unique because, number one, it's always in demand. In Orange County, California, we have a lot of demand here. Re-renting properties here in Orange County, it's much quicker than out of state. I also own some out of state properties, and out of state can take a little bit longer than Orange County. We have just a very strong market with rental growth, with high demand. People want to live here and work here. So it's very steady. Also, rents go up every single year. So does the asset value. When you buy $1 million property and you put 20 or 30% down, you put $300,000 down, you're going to get a 5, 6, or 8% return of the $1 million asset. It could be a duplex or a fourplex, not of the $300,000 that you put in. In the stock market, when you get a return, it's of what you put in, and then obviously what it compounds every single year. But in real estate, it's a little bit different. It's of the asset value. So if you obtain financing, your cash on cash return is going to be much more favorable if you utilize leverage, because you get that return of the overall asset value. So business owners like that. Also, because we have high demand, you're very secure and almost always going to have a tenant. And if somebody moves out, if it's a good price and it's clean and it's a safe area, it's going to re-rent really quick and you're going to have a tenant in there shortly thereafter. Rents go up, like I had said, and there are some tax incentives. I'm not going to go through the specifics there, but there potentially can be some tax incentives with saving some tax dollars with owning rental real estate. I don't want to go into the specifics because taxes change and I'm just a realtor. Term like real estate, it's like buying gold, but in my opinion, better. Gold that gives you cash flow. It's always going to be in demand. It's always long-term going to go up. And I just haven't found a better investment vehicle that's as conservative as real estate. I know some investors can say that real estate is very risky, but I just tend to think that those are people that don't really own real estate, or they have to sell you on why you shouldn't buy real estate. It's quite interesting that a lot of very wealthy people are consistently acquiring more real estate. Even the hedge fund companies like Blackstone, BlackRock, there are all these huge venture capital companies and private equity companies are going in on real estate as well, unlike they ever have. So there's something there. I also think, lastly, as I wrap this video up, is that As homes become more unaffordable for just everyday buyers and sellers, people are renting longer. And so that means, therefore, I'm going to have more and more customers to rent my property every year as time goes on, as it becomes more, unfortunately, unaffordable for just the first time home buyer or just normal everyday people to buy a home. They're going to be renting longer. With all those reasons, I'm seeing my business owners get more into real estate investing than I ever have, which I think is really cool. So if you're a business owner and you have some resources at hand, but you don't exactly know where in real estate to put it, I'd love to explain a little bit more of why long-term rental properties could be the right play that you should consider. If you would like more information on this, leave a comment below and I'll see you in the next video.